Yeah, well anyway, it's a Tuesday morning. It's been raining through the night and the weather has cleared up rather beautifully. I'm off for a little explore around my woods and we're going to see what's going to happen. I've got my GoPro chest harness on. I'm trying this out for the very first time. So there we go, and just going to go for a wander through the woods. Spring has sprung, so to speak. I've been doing some stuff at home, sort of spoon carving and what have you, as you may have seen, and looking at a few videos on cooks carving, making wooden cups. Got a few ideas on that, and it's just a general walk through these springtime woods. I hope this is coming up okay on the old GoPro. I was going to use my I've got my iTouch, which is the remote for the GoPro in one sense. It's a remote viewing screen. The trouble is I neglected to charge it up, so I've got very little battery power left in it. But other than that, let's have a wander. My only concern as far as filming with the GoPro is I've got to do a lot of juggling around, I think, in order to meld from the Handycam here to that. Two different formats, and it's going to have some fun editing it all around. I'm not a professional photographer or film cameraman or whatever, so, and it's all a bit new to me this. Anyway, let's go for a wander. I'm going to turn this off now and speak to you soon. Well guys, there's a fallen birch. These patterns you see here, many legends, particularly from the First Nations and Native Americans, as pertaining to these. The best one is the Thunderbird legend, which I quite like. There's also one from the Anishinaabe about a little boy that runs into a birch tree. But it's fine. This will just sit here and rot for a while. I'm going to leave it, maybe let it season over and strip some of the bark off. I've got ideas of making birch tar. Again, from a Murray Mears programme. I've made birch tar in the past, and it's quite good for dressing leather and what have you, but I want to have a different way of making it rather than having to bury a tin in the ground. I want to see if I can actually do it the way they do pine tar. Anyway guys, I'm going to take a bit more of a wander. It's actually quite grand through here. It's a saying on the GoPro one. I've got to try and get it so I can marry both systems together. Maybe save one as a film and then drop it in that way. So it requires a lot of editing and fiddling around. But that is for the future. For now, I'm just wandering through these woods. There's some bluebells here, not many, and whoops, caught my foot there. Some bluebells, more trees down. So winter's been particularly cruel as far as the weather goes. Tree wise, it's taken down a lot of trees and it's not very good. Anyway, I'm going to put this away again for a minute because I'm on the lookout for some chicken of the woods. It might not be around this part, but there is some around here somewhere. And maybe pick some, take home and have a bit of a cook up. See you in a minute guys. Well, there's some fungi about. It says this looks like a type of turkey tail. It's on a piece of oak. There we go. And this came off the tree about 3 years ago. And there was a lot of oak around here at one time, but over the time people have come in with their chainsaws and hacked it off and hacked it around to feed their wood fires. That's a good thing and a bad thing. It's making use of a resource, but also sometimes you wonder why I just don't let it rot down and become part of the environment, allowing other critters and creatures to live off the land. Well, there we go. It's chicken in the woods. It's just starting to grow underneath there. This is some of last year, so hopefully in a few weeks time it should have matured a bit. Just have to come out as often as I can to check on it. Well, if I can get my finger in the shot yet, there's a piece of wood there. I'm going to cut a piece out of that in order to make, to do a bit of whittling, a bit of carving. I'm going to make a little lid lifter in a minute. I've got a piece I've knocked out for that, which is here. I'll make like a lid lifter with it, and that piece there I'm going to cut off and see if I can get a spoon out of it. This all come down a few weeks back, so it's going to go back there. I'm using a Barco Laplander today, but I've got a whole heap of folding tools indoors which I inherited from Avalon's late father, late dad. He was a professional woodsman. Whoops, there we go. And he actually had a lot of these folding saws, but they weren't all Barco Laplanders. They were mostly from Wilco's, a popular shop that sells sort of hardware stuff. So let's pull this out, let's see what we've got here. Yeah, we've got a couple of shapes there for spoons. We've got a nice curved shape there, got a bit of a piece there. Maybe I think I'm going to take it off of here. I'll take it off at this end. So quite a fairly long bit. Right. Of course, this is very resinous around here. Got this pine tree come down a few weeks back. So cut it off about there. The great thing about coming through these woods where you've got sort of like wind-blown trees is the fact is you can find an awful lot of sticky from resin. Not off of here, by the way. The resin is off of this. There's a lot of wind-fallen trees, and you can carve the branches off of that. So I'm going to split this out and see what I can get from it. I'll try and split it out in a reasonably good way this time. Last time I split a piece of wood out, I split it with a curve the other way, and it made an unusual shaped spoon, which you've seen at home. Anyway guys, I'll see you in a minute. Oh, here I am guys, I'm having a nice whittle away here. It's great, great fun. I'm going to have a brew up in a minute. I haven't brewed up yet, and just, I've got to get myself comfortable. I just moved myself. Yeah, I'm just having a nice little whittle, just like that camera shot, I'm afraid. That's the piece I'm using. I'm going to saw it off about there in a bit. Yeah, it's just a nice shape. It's a bit wormy, a couple of wormholes, but they're not that deep. And I'm just sort of marking the space where the bowl is. I'm using the flex cut carving jack. It needs a bit of a clean up. There's some damp got into this and I haven't used it for a good few weeks. Basically just to simply strop the blades up and give it a general once over. It's a good little tool, but the only drawback is the spoon knife. It could do with having a slightly longer handle on it, or slightly longer thing, so I can actually use it as a spoon knife. The shoulders of the handle get in the way, but other than that it's not a bad piece of kit. It's good to keep in your pocket. It's a lovely day out here. Been listening to the birds singing. Alfie's just sitting there looking out, and some scent caught him just now, and his old nose was going like that. Whether it was a fox or a deer, I don't know. Well, as far as the old bushcrafting world goes, there's not a lot been going on. usual gripes. Somewhere in the Woodlands, some girls were actually building a den in the forest, and some dog walkers reported them to the local police. And now the story started off as just being told off, you know, just saying you can't really do that. The police, I think, were unsure of the situation. By the time we got to the Daily Mail, they had been threatened with an ASBO, which is totally wrong. They weren't threatened with an ASBO, but it does. I mean, I've got two sides of this. I can see both sides of this. Don't mind kids building dens in the wood, but some of them do chop down trees to do it, which actually destroys the very thing that they're enjoying. And the fact is, they should be allowed to enjoy it. It's too much sort of, on the one hand people complain the kids don't get out and enjoy themselves, and on the other hand they whinge when they do get out and enjoy themselves. So you can't win either way. I think it's just trying to teach them a little bit of care and attention to their environment, and how they should be caring after it, looking after it. I'm off in a few weeks on my first foraging course of the year. I'm quite looking forward to it. I haven't done much foraging today. I haven't smelt the ramsons. I know there is some in this wood, but it's not a very big patch. The wood that I walk through when I go to work of a morning, there are lots, and you can smell them quite a few hundred yards away, even before you get into the woods. So it's quite, come on baby, it's quite a pleasant smell, particularly about 3:30 in the morning when I'm walking to work. There are lots of things going on. I'm glad to see that people are getting out now. I'm just wondering where it's all going to end up one day, you know. I've been watching Ray Mears, been downloading stuff off YouTube onto my Kindle. I've got an app on there that I can actually cache, and then I can take it into work and watch it. And I was watching him bake bread. The guy can make a really good bannock, but when it comes to bread baking, there's a lot to be desired. It looked very, very dense, and his dough was very, very tight. So, whoa, this is good. This is nice, just being out here to carving a spoon. I'm getting that spoon-like thing. I'm going to try and do a Swedish style end to the spoon, so it's more like a scoop. As I've mentioned in the previous video, there's many ways of, there's basically two ways of doing spoons. What I call the English pattern, which is on the flat, and on the Swedish pattern, which is on the curve. It's the first time I've actually tried doing it on the curve. It's looking good so far. It is my intention during the year to get a bit of coastal foraging done as well. I've got ideas, and I've picked up ideas on making prawn traps. At some point in the near future I want to get down to Hastings, get myself a shrimp net, and then I can go shrimping across the sand flats. Hopefully I can get it by September, then I can take it up to Scotland with me. It's always glad to be accompanied by my faithful hound. It'd be nice to get Avalon out as well, which I intend to do, get some more walking done into the woods. These are such wonderful woods, and on a day like this, okay, it's not particularly a warm day, it's comfortable, it's a really comfortable day. But other than that, I'm just whittling on, aren't I? Whittling and whittling. I'm looking out for a piece of wood at some point. Obviously it's got to be quite large in the round, because I want to get to making a few cookses as well. I've made a couple in the past. The first one I ever made split. It's indoors somewhere. It's made from a piece of willow. and I've got another one which I've sort of half finished. It's just getting round to finishing some of these projects. But I found something to keep me occupied when I'm sitting out here. I'm going to have a brew up in a minute, and then I'm going to have a bit of soup and some fruit, and just sit back, kick back, relax and enjoy the day. It's great being out here. So guys, I'm going to turn off for a little while. I'm just going to carry on whittling here for a while, get the stall cooker set up, no open fires. It's been raining and I'm trying to work on I like the open fire, and to me that's one of the reasons for coming out. But I have to ask myself, just to boil up water just for a couple of hours, do I really need it? Often I don't. Anyway guys, see you soon. Bye. Trying out the GoPro, just seeing how this works. I'm going to get the handy cam out as well. Seems to be okay. I've got the chest rig on the GoPro. It's the first time I've actually properly used it. And here we go. Right. Well, it probably yeah, well anyway, it's a Tuesday morning. It's been raining through the night and the weather's cleared up rather beautifully. I'm off for a little explore around the woods and we're going to see what's going to happen. I've got my GoPro chest harness on. I'm trying this out for the very first time. So there we go, and just going to go for a wander through the woods. Spring has sprung, so to speak. I've been doing some stuff at home, sort of spoon carving and what have you, as you may have seen, and looking at a few videos on cooks carving, making wooden cups. Got a few ideas on that, and it's just a general walk through these springtime woods. I hope this is coming up okay on the old GoPro. I was going to use my, I've got my iTouch, which is the remote for the GoPro in one sense. It's a remote viewing screen. The trouble is I neglected to charge it up, so I've got very little battery power left in it. But other than that, let's have a wander. My only concern as far as filming with the GoPro is I've got to do a lot of juggling around, I think, in order to meld from the Handycam here to that. Two different formats, and it's going to have some fun editing it all around. I'm not a professional photographer or film cameraman or whatever, so, and it's all a bit new to me this. Anyway, let's go for a wander. I'm going to turn this off now and speak to you soon. Well, here we are, back in Greg's Wood. Got a wide angle on this, and it's looking good. So I've been just having a wander around. It's nice. Spring has sprung. As you can see, there's a lot of this is alder, bit of ash birch, a bit more alder. The people have been fishing there, but they've had a fire going. Obviously don't know how to clear up after themselves. Yeah, it's all school holidays last week, and obviously all the kids were out here fishing. I tend to avoid the woods in school holidays. It gets far too crowded. But, no, it's nice to have a wander. As you can see, it's quite an urban. If I turn around, you can see it's got housing over there. So it's quite an urban wood. It's about 48 acres. There's a doggy there having a quick drink. Yeah, about 47 to 48 acres. And it's about a square mile. it's good to be able to have my hands free as well. So when I get the headband set up for the GoPro, I can actually sit there with the carving, you can see me carving or doing work in the kitchen and do stuff with foraged food and not so foraged food. Got a few ideas in the pipeline for that. I spent too little time out in the woods over the last few months, and it's high time I got out again, started doing the woods thing. Getting out in the woods really is great for the spirit as well. A lot of laurel and rhododendron. Did see something on one of the bushcraft pages on Facebook the other day. Guy was eating laurel fruit. Not a good idea, highly poisonous. Thankfully he didn't expire. But you get the fruit first, then ask the questions later. Great human thing that, you know. It's like sticking your hand in the flame. You know, you think, oh, it's hot, you know. Of course it's hot. It's nice. And all the birdies are singing. On the lookout for a chicken in the woods. Hope to find some of that at some point today, if I'm very lucky. But other than that, it's just nice to be out here. You know, see what the winter's done at this end. A few weeks back I was over that way, up the end that I normally go. But I was talking to a lass from Kent High Wall Project who said a few trees have come down this side of the wood as well. I'll take a wander up through there. Yeah, whoa, it's well muddy through it, as it always is. I think I've got a feather stuck in the underpants. I've got a feather settee and the feathers keep escaping. Sometimes it's stuck in my clothes. Like a squirrel. I hope you caught that. Yeah, plenty of grey squirrels around here. Or there have been. Last year I didn't see so many. But yeah, they're not a bad eating beastie either. I try to catch them with a bit of a pain. I don't purposefully go out trapping or hunting. You know, it's something I would like to practice a bit more of, but I'd like to do it with permission. Well, there we go, I'm filming again on the old GoPro, and it's just coming up to a part where Kent High Wall Project have obviously been doing their woodland maintenance thing. I'm always in two minds about this. Sometimes I wish they would just let stuff grow. Other times you can understand why they chop things down. I mean, here is obvious because you can see there, you can see where the tree's broken up in the wind, so it's obviously cracked down across here and it's blocked the ride. The ride was out of town for a path in the woods. But bizarrely enough, I mean, it can actually give you plenty of wood to carve as well. You know, you can always chop a piece off. There's something to make a bowl with, maybe. So yeah, you've got some wood here. This looks like ash, and it's nice. It's a nice round piece. You could probably make a nice little bowl out of that. Obviously, there's knuckles to make spoons and other things. To me, spoon carving, any type of wood carving, I see some fantastic spoons. I've got an e-book of a guy that collects spoons that people have carved. I prefer a utility item. To me, I've got to be able to eat with it or drink with it. Anything other than that, it's too decorative for my liking. For me personally, I like decorative spoons, and I think there are some wonderful skills out there when it comes to carving. But it's just the fact that I prefer utility for my own personal thing. You know, while back. It's amazing. And it's amazing the regeneration you get as well. I mean, obviously this tree's come down, it'll slowly go back into the earth if it's not managed out, and it'll just become part of the environment. So much, I mean, half the trees come down here, the other half is still up there. There's a nice little birch, and obviously that's shed a branch as well. I'll just take this GoPro camera, what serves me well. I've been after one for a while. Oh, there's a little doggy to come back. Around here somewhere I might find some chicken noodles. A lot of kids play on this park. You can tell they play with their motorbikes. A few weeks back, someone reported them. Please come down and stop. It's always a two-edged sword, is that we're a very densely populated island, and trying to find somewhere to practice our bushcraft skills can be difficult. For most people, yes, there are a lot of people like doing bushcraft, just sitting out in the woods and drinking a few beers and cooking on a local fire, and they think that's all there is to bushcraft. For me, it's a whole different thing. Around we go, and you think of you can projects to do, skills to muck up. I mean, basically, to my mind, I like to be a woodsman. I'm an amateur woodsman. I'd like to have wood to manage, depending on what happens in the next few days, it would depend on how much time I get. More on that later. Here we go. Through there. So round about here there's a stump somewhere along this path. I found some chicken in the woods a couple of years back. I'm always trying to get there before people either pick it themselves, there are a few people around here, or kids destroy it. To them, if it isn't bought in a shop, it's obviously poisonous. Oh, very lucky. Wojciech, Chaffin, works where I work, he works on the night crew, brought me some pickled beliefs the other day. I shall be trying them over the next few days to see what they're like. They look very tasty actually. He does go out foraging quite a lot in the autumn. He forages mostly for fungi, whereas I'm sort of, if it can be eaten, I'll forage for it. I'll be none there.